Porsche have revealed a special livery for the 963 at this year's edition of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. What's fascinating about this livery is that each color comes from a past livery that Porsche has had at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. So I thought it'd be a good idea to analyze this and break down exactly which liveries are on this car. Porsche is celebrating two milestones with this livery. One is celebrating the 100-year anniversary of the 24 Hours of Le Mans and their own anniversary, celebrating 75 years of Porsche. That's also another reason why the third Porsche is badged as the number 75. At this prestigious event, Porsche will have this livery on all three of its Penske Run 963s. The fourth Porsche, which is from Joe to Sport, will not have this livery, as this is not a factory-backed effort. As stated before, the unique part about this livery is that each color comes from a famous livery that was on a past Porsche entry at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The colors include orange, pink, green, light blue, dark blue, red, and yellow. So let's break down where each of these colors come from. The color orange is representing the Golf livery that was on the Porsche 917K in the early 70s. The Golf 917K never won overall at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. It did come second place though in 1971 with the number 19 JW engineering car. Onto pink, and this color was on another Porsche 917. This livery was called the Pink Pig, and it was on a modified 917 called the Porsche 917/20. It participated in the 1971 24 Hours of Le Mans. In fact, this was actually the same race where that number 19 Golf Porsche took second. Unfortunately, the Pink Pig would not make it to the end of the 24-hour endurance race, but it still is an iconic livery. The green comes from the unique 917 livery from Martini Racing, nicknamed the Hippie livery. As we know, Martini's liveries have usually been red, white, and blue, but this livery was honestly the complete opposite to what Martini usually does. The colors included green and purple. The original plan was to use white, red, and blue, but they decided to scrap that idea and run a green and purple livery, first laying down purple and then matte green on the freshly laid white paintwork. The car participated in the 1970 Le Mans, actually finishing second overall, just finishing a few laps behind the winning white and red Porsche. And speaking of the winning Porsche, we'll definitely get to that later on. Light blue stands for the classic Martini livery that was on past Porsche entries. Martini Racing and their red, white, and blue livery has been around for many years, although on some occasions they've run a different livery, just like the green and purple livery that was used in 1970. The livery style has been a part of the Rally Championship, the Formula One World Championship, and of course Le Mans, as Martini Racing were associated with Porsche for quite some time. In the 1970s, Martini Racing ran the factory Porsches, taking overall victory at the 24 Hours of Le Mans 3 times with that special red, white, and blue livery. They took victory in 1971 with the number 22 917K, and then again in 1976 and 77 with the Porsche 936. Dark blue is the color of the Rotmans livery on the Porsches. Rotmans was the title partner for Porsche during the 1980s era of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and during this time, this is when Porsche cars started to truly dominate the 24-hour endurance race. The Rotmans blue and white livery is a very iconic design, mainly because this was the livery used on the Porsches while they were in their most dominating phase at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Rotmans Porsche took victory at Le Mans on 4 separate occasions, and the cars that ran this magnificent livery included the all-conquering Porsche 956 and 962C. The red is considered to be one of the most famous liveries on a Porsche winning car, and that's because it's the first Porsche to ever win the 24 Hours of Le Mans. This red and white livery was used on the Porsche 917K when it took victory for the Porsche Salzburg team in 1970. To this day, it remains one of the most iconic liveries in Porsche's history. to pay tribute to the number 23 race-winning 917K in 2015 at Le Mans. One of the 919 Porsches was painted in the red and white livery to pay tribute to that fantastic livery from the Salzburg Porsche team back in 1970. The final color is yellow, yellow representing the Porsche RS Spider, which was a joint project between Porsche and Penske starting from 2005. It raced in LMP2 and actually won a classic event in the form of the 2008 12 Hours of Sebring, although this livery never made it to the 24 Hours of Le Mans, but it still is iconic as it also is a part of Penske and Porsche's history together, and since Penske and Porsche are back collaborating with the 963, it's only fitting that the car's color is on this Le Mans livery. So that concludes this video. I just wanted to analyze each and every color that will be represented on the Porsche 963 Le Mans livery. What are your thoughts on this livery? And do you like this idea of Porsche's? As always, feel free to send your thoughts down in the comments below. If you're interested in endurance racing and you want to get updates on the WEC and IMSA, make sure to subscribe to the left. And if you want to see more videos, watch one of the suggested options to the right of your screen. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.